All right, hello and welcome. Fredrik Ekemark here from Life Through the Lens. Today we are looking into different boards and foils for foiling, mainly Wingfoil, but some subfoil. So stay tuned if you want to know what a specific size and type of board you want to get started on the journey to be a wingfoiler. But first, so, in this video, we are looking at different boards for wingfoiling. The sport really took off about 2-3 years ago and it's growing at a super fast rate. New boards, foils, wings come out all the time. Whether you are a complete beginner with no experience of water sport or you have done many years in different sports like windsurfing, kite, your entry into wingfoiling will be very different. So let's look at the different ways you would start learning how to wingfoil. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and also hit the bell for notifications when new videos are coming. If you are brand new to wingfoiling with no prior experience to water sports, then you need to understand that you have a longer road onto mastering wingfoiling. You need also to give yourself some room for success and fun while learning. It's very easy to get sucked into the world of looking at YouTube or Instagram at the people doing all kinds of jumps, stunts and riding waves, downwinds and so on. To get there is a journey and it is important to have fun all the time on your journey. These advices will give you that, but first, with no prior experience of water sports and you would start out with your wing on a regular board. No foil at all at this first stage. Because supports are stable and give you that good and easier start. The waves will still be messing with you, but it's so much easier to start on a sub. You need to learn how to maneuver the wing, and standing on a more stable board makes it easier and you will learn faster. This board is a starboard white point, 8-10 feet and 32 inches wide. It has a volume of 143 liters and are therefore good for a person up to 80-90 kilos. If you're lighter, you will have it easier. If you're heavier, you should opt for a longer and wider board, like a 9-5 feet, 33 inches and about 160 liter board. Remember, it's about being stable so you can concentrate on learning and controlling the wing. When I started out, I had several years of experience on subboards, 14 feet all-star starboard boards and also on 9-6 paddle surfboards and later this 8-10. This made it a lot easier, because I already had the training of keeping the balance. If you don't have this background, it doesn't matter. But beware that you then are learning how to maneuver the board and the wing at the same time. Different wings, sizes, and how to stand and maneuver the wing will come in the next video. If you're a person with background in water sport, you would most likely not need to start on a SUP because you already have the advantage of the balance and the experience of riding in the wind. The first step here would be to go directly to the foil board. The question would be, which size? I would recommend a stable board from start if you want a quick learning curve. If you go small directly, you will still do it, but it can take quite some time to get the hang of it with a small board. Be sure to not underestimate this rent. Try different sizes of friends boards so you get an understanding how different they are. With a stable board, I recommend a board like a 7 feet at approximately 120 liters for a rider up to about 100 kilos. This is considered a big board, but it's really a great start. With this board, you will be up on foil in a very short time. If you start with a 5 feet, 70 liter board or a 6.5, 90 liter board, you will do it, but it will take a lot more time and practice to get up on foil, in my experience. For the beginner on the subboard, you should after some time here be able to control the wing and board and you are not falling off that much anymore. And the most important thing to have control of would be the ability to go upwind. So with an onshore wind, you don't end up on the beach anymore. With the skill to go upwind, you can go a bit further out to sea and get some more space to maneuver and practice. And then you are in control of your winging. Remember not to go out and practice in offshore winds until you have this skill securely under control. The next step would be a board like this, 7.2, feet and 27.5 inches, 125 liter foil board. It's a very stable and gives you the ability to be up on foil after not too many practice sessions. To be up on foil and control the ride is, however, a matter of some more practice. And you start out the foil without foot straps. You need to be able to move your feet on the board to find the right position. Anyone who is foiling will after some time feel that a smaller board would be an advantage. When you progress to a board like this one, a starboard 6'4" feet at 25 inches, about 90 liters, you have quite some time on the water already. Compared to the 7.2, this board is a complete different experience. It has a lot less stability, and when there are waves, you really notice this, and it gets really, really tricky. The idea with a smaller board is of course to quickly come up on foil and then get all the benefits of a smaller board and better maneuverability, quick handling. The progression to a smaller board takes a lot of practice, but the rewards are great. It's different for everyone how fast you learn. Every step can take a month or two, or for someone only weeks. So just keep learning, get out on the water as often as you can, and when you have control, you're already ready for the next step. Now these boards are very versatile. They can also be used for subfoiling with or without a paddle, catching waves or getting downwind. Due to their shape and the canals under that helps with tracking, help the boards to go straighter. So if you're like me, you like the possibility to be subfoiling as well. These two types of board will work really well for you. For intermediate or advanced riders, you can go even smaller. This board, which is a starboard wing board, this board is made for winging only and not like the other two who works well for subfoiling. But it works great for wingfoiling. You can also put on foot straps if you like in the future. The size is 5.8 feet and 25 inches wide with a volume of 88 liters. This is good for a light person, but could stretch for a person up to maybe even 90 kilos, depending if you're okay with the board sinking when you're up on it before you take off and get up on foil. But normally, a person about 50 to 75 kilo would choose this board. When we are talking about foils, there are 1,000 foils to choose from. We will look at a few sizes to give you a general understanding of the foils. There are videos that goes deep into how the foils work you can check out. This video focuses on the gear needed to go wingfoil. First we have the mast. This is to give you some distance to the water and also to waves. If you're learning to ride, you would start with a 65 centimeter foil mast. You can mount it on the board in two different places. Here we have two different possibilities to attach the foil mast. We have the tuttle box here, and we have the US fin box here in two lines. With the tuttle box mount, the whole mast without this holder goes inside, and you tighten the screws from the top. To compensate for different front wings and rider weight and style, you can move the mast further back. Remember, the further back you move the mast, the less lift you will get, and this will affect the performance and how often or easy you will come up on foil. You can compensate the position of the foil by positioning your feet further forward or backward on the board. If you are new to wingfoiling, it's generally recommended that the foil mast is about 1 centimeter from the front. If you are riding a front wing that in the size about 2,000 to 2,400 square centimeters. For a beginner who's never done wingfoiling before, you could position the mast like that. Now if you have this adapter on, this extends the mast from 65 centimeters to 72, and it gives you a little bit more clearance. You can later buy mast in aluminium in 82 centimeters, 92 centimeters, or even longer. Longer masts can also be bought in carbon fiber to cut weight. The front wing for beginner needs to be big and stable. This is a 2,400 square centimeter wing, stable and wide. It gives a lot of good lift and good starting out with a wing that helps you as much as possible. But generally, a wing between 1,700 and 2,400 square centimeters is a good place to start. Now, if you have a background in water sports, go for a wing in the lower segment. If you have no background, you will go for as big as you can. This wing is an example of a smaller wing for lighter riders or more experienced riders. It gives less lift but increases maneuverability and speed. And when you have the skill, it's fun and a versatile wing. Now you can go even smaller, down to 1300 square centimeters or 1100 square centimeters or so. You would go even faster, but the sacrifice would of course be stability. In the middle you have the fuselage that holds it all together. It can have different length, but normally it's from aluminium or carbon fiber, and it keeps the front and the back wing attached to the mat. At the back you have the stabilizer or stab. This little fin is there to balance the upward pull and movement from the front fin. Most stabs have some kind of adjustment. This starboard foil stab has a very clever system built in for adjustment. Other brands use shims to change the angle of the stab. You can increase the lift by adjusting the stab forward. It increases the tail stab angle, increasing the lift and maneuverability. Also good for heavier riders and longer boards. Move it back and the stability and control increases for faster, bigger waves and for lighter riders and shorter boards. The placement of foot straps are generally in the front like a Y, to give you the possibility to put your front foot in from both sides. The back one normally is on top of the foil. There are some options on the board of adjusting the foot straps for your personal taste and use. Remember that when you start out to learn wing foiling, it is easier to start without the foot straps, and it's also safe. The leash on the board are there to make sure when you fall, you don't lose your board. This you already know from your previous experience with boards. But with the foil board, you could look at options to having the leash attached to another place than to your ankle. With this board, I have it connected to a waist belt. The advantage of this is that the leash do not drag in the water and you don't step on it when you are on the board or getting up or getting ready or when switching feet positions. Also in front of the waistband, I have the leash of the wing attached. This to have the arms free. It's a matter of personal preference, but the setup works really well in the sea and makes for great handling of the wing. Now you have a better general knowledge of different boards and foils for wing foiling and which size to choose. There are many brands on the market today and most of them are really good. Contact your local surf shop to talk with them how to get started and what material to buy. If they rent out wings and boards, that will be a super good way to start. After you rented this setup for a few times, you know if this board is something for you and if you like it enough to purchase the material needed. Start stable, learn the basics of handling the wing and board. Take next step when you feel confident and can safely go upwind. Be careful with the sharp foil in all situations and you will have a great time with this exciting sport. If you have any questions, write them below in the comments and I'll answer them. If you like the video and want to see more, hit the like and subscribe buttons and the bell to get notifications of new videos coming. That's all for me this time. I'm Fredrik Eckermark from Life Through the Lens. I will see you in the next video. Over and out.